Thank you, Cole, and I'm joined by Carlos Peña, our very own Carlos Peña. We're here to talk about bats, Carlos. When you played, how particular were you about your bats?
Well, I've always paid attention to what bat I was using, and I used to prefer the top-heavy bats. Felt like I had a hammer in my hands, and my thought process was I need to hammer the baseball. So the tool that you use is extremely important, Lance.
Absolutely. And Patrick Wisdom, third baseman for the Cubs, adjusted the knob he was using on his bat, which I find really interesting. We're going to jump into a bit of a VO here that takes a look at that specific knob change. You can see he changed it on it May 17th. April 9th there, you see a pretty standard knob. Jumping to May 21st, that knob is now thicker and larger, and what this does is it adjusts the balance point of the bat. When the balance point is closer to your hands, the bat's a little bit easier to swing, as with everything. There's some diminishing returns. You have to find that balance and strike that balance a bit. But Los, Patrick Wisdom was kind enough to give us one of his bats with that adjusted knob, and you're feeling it for the first time here. How does it feel?
You know what? It's interesting to see that this is 35 inches, actually, from here all the way to the top. You would say this is a very big bat, right? I used to swing a 34-inch bat. But because of this big knob, it allows you to go up a little bit more on the handle. And all of a sudden, I don't feel like it's that big. I feel like I can control it. It also feels very balanced. So this is about utilizing the tool, right, Lance? I mean, if you have the right tool to do your job, then it's easier. Right here with the balanced bat, you stay in the zone a lot longer. And this is nothing to do with your swing. This is the tool that's making you stay in the zone longer, because this top heavy bat is not going to come in and out of the strike zone. So it's interesting to see that now hitters, well, Wisdom, is paying attention to the tool that he's using to achieve what he has set out to achieve, which is crush baseballs.
Absolutely. He does a really good job of that. And he said that he connected with Homewood Bats, the company that he uses. He saw Jock Peterson, Anthony Rizzo, Paul Goldschmidt using this extended knob. And he's like, hey, can you guys do this for me? They whipped it up. He's been using it, and the results have been fantastic. We're going to jump into a leaderboard that shows us how much better. Through May 16th, obviously, strikeout rate 41%, a little bit high. Slug at 450, pretty good. Average exit field. Then you jump to since May 17th, strikeout rate down, slug up. And the main thing there that I love, Carlos, the average exit velocity up. There's obviously been a change in how he's produced. We can't maybe say that it's solely because of the bat, but we think that the adjustment to the knob, the adjustment to the balance point of the bat could have had some influence on this, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. When you have a screwdriver, there's a certain way the screwdriver works to get the job done. A hammer, the tool is built a certain way so it works optimally, right? Well, same thing as with bats. He's got a job to do, which is just get the barrel to the baseball as often, as consistently as possible. Well, this is actually doing that. And yes, we cannot say that this is solely the reason why he's succeeding. However, I mean, we could say that it's helping, and why even mess with that? So I expect him to continue to use this bat and actually go a little bit deeper and see how he can help himself just shaping the bat and the tool that he's using.
Absolutely. And he talked to me about how Goldschmidt was one that he saw using it, and I got a chance to talk to Goldschmidt yesterday. Goldschmidt went down to Louisiana at the Marucci facility, the Baseball Performance Lab is what it's called. He went through an incredibly extensive process, motion capture, force plates. They use different bats with different balance points to see how he swings and see what's optimal for his swing. This picture right here is the balance point device that Marucci uses down at their Louisiana facility. You can see a yellow bat in there, vibrant, and you pop it in there. It shows you the weight, shows you the length, and more importantly, again, it shows you that balance point. And what Goldschmidt told me was that the bat that he's always been using, no surprise here because he's a really good player, was pretty optimal. But what they found is that by adding that knob, adding a little bit of almost counterbalance and bringing the balance point slightly different, it didn't up his bat speed like it may have for Wisdom, but what it did was it helped him sequence his body better. So the tool allowing him to sequence his body better. Los, this is pretty advanced stuff. I'm curious as to whether when you played, did you ever think, flipping between bats, pitcher to pitcher, or even game to game?
Oh, I used to switch bats all the time, depending on who I was facing. Now, it was not as sophisticated as this. I was just going on feel, right? It's like, okay, this guy throws, hard fastball, elevates it. I'm going to go with a shorter bat. As long as it's hard enough for me to just get the barrel to it, I'm good. So I would find ways. Another thing I did was the thicker handle, right? A thicker handle immediately allowed me to stay in the zone longer. The bat did not whip through the zone as violently. So the thicker handle allowed me to stay in the zone for a longer period of time, which was exactly what I needed in that particular pitcher, especially those sinker ballers. A guy that threw hard, perhaps I wanted the hammer effect. So I did switch around bats. It's just that this is awesome that it's actually being studied. Yeah. Look, golfers did it all the time. Golfers getting fitted, getting the clubs fitted to their body, to their size, and golfers will tell you it really makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Lars Nootbaar, a lefty hitter for the Cardinals. Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Patrick Wisdom, all use these bats when you watch today's game. Keep an eye out for that knob, that extended knob. Cole, I know you love this bat. You swing it a little in studio. Los loves it too. Let's kick it back to you. Good.
Good.
Good stuff, man. Thanks.
No, that was excellent.
It was fun.